Sunday, Sunday Fun Day. Come see the most impressive spectacle in the history of mankind. If you're wearing panties, hold on tight because they're about to be blown clean off. It's Destruction Derby 64. 12, count 'em, 12 identical Oldsmobile Delta 88s crashing into each other at frankly ridiculous speeds. There's no way this level of carnage was legally sanctioned.
No, it wasn't.
It's the most American thing ever created, second only to cheese dogs and Viagra.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all vehicles were created
To be smashed! Get ready for a magnificent display of vehicular mayhem by drivers that are high on life and crystal meth. I once knew a man from Nantucket whose wife had just left him, so he said, F it, let's go to the Derby. Destruction Derby 64.
Destruction Derby!
Good morning, good afternoon, and or good evening. You are watching Nub's Collection, a YouTube series dedicated to the cataloging and review of every game in my physical media collection. As always, I am your host, Victory Nub, and today we're taking a look at Destruction Derby 64. Developed by Looking Glass Studios, published by THQ, and released in the United States on September 30th of 1999. Destruction Derby 64 is the third game in the franchise, the first two of which were developed by Reflections Interactive and published by Psygnosis. Despite the title's more common association, Destruction Derby was originally based upon Banger Racing, a British variation on demolition derbies that features many of the same trappings, but takes place on oval and figure-8 racetracks as opposed to open mud pits. The objective in each event is to outlast your opponents by damaging their vehicles via collisions until they become inoperable. To keep players engaged in the vehicular combat, a checkpoint and timer system were introduced to ensure inactive players could not win the event, much like real-life derbies. The game features full 4-player multiplayer modes, as well as a single-player campaign in which players must complete the game on lower difficulties to unlock new circuits and higher difficulties. Destruction Derby 64 was originally part of a suite of PlayStation titles that were announced by Psygnosis to be ported to the N64. However, of those games, including ODT, Formula 1 98, and Wipeout 64, only Destruction Derby and Wipeout saw official releases. Cancelled titles came at a time when Psygnosis was receiving some friction from Sony over their ports to competitor consoles. Sony owned Psygnosis and had sought a sale of the studio in 1996 before ultimately rescinding the sale 18 months later. Any reconciliation that may have occurred between the two companies after the canceled sale would be short-lived. Sony consolidated Psygnosis into the fold in 2000, dropping the studio name, eliminating staff redundancies, and selling the production rights for the studio's remaining PlayStation projects to Midway Home Entertainment. You know, Sony just doing Sony things. Unfortunately. I have no sales data for Destruction Derby 64, but it appears that none of the games in the franchise ever experienced stellar sales, so I imagine it's probably not a hot seller. Critically, the game received mixed reviews, with many lauding the simplified controls, unlockable vehicles, and decent frame rate during split-screen multiplayer modes, while panning the short single-player campaign, simplistic car designs, and poor texture work. That's all the notes that I had. Let's go ahead and get it started. I will say this, at least during the demo video here, it looks fairly smooth. And I don't think that's because the Polymega that I use to record these videos is somehow smoothing out the frame rate. I don't think that would be the case at all. That has not been the case for any of the games that we've looked at. And I don't believe this makes use of the expansion pack. At least it didn't say it up front. It's possible that it does. All right. We are looking at the single player today, Z button for options. Here we go. Not a whole lot in the way of options, but the most important one that we need to check at all times is whether or not we can play the game in sweet
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Check out stereo sound.
I don't know why you have to wait until Sunday for that. Why would they do it this way? You can't even tell the difference. Whatever. All right, anyway, let's do World Championship. I think that's where the main meat of the single-player mode is going to be. Arcade, I imagine, is just pick a track and however many racers you go against. I don't know if you can adjust that. Time trial. Why do you need a time trial in an event where you're trying to smash other cars? Yeah, see, you can't even pick the others. You can only pick novice. All right, so the exotically named Car 2. Wow, they really went overboard with the naming conventions, didn't they? 1, 2. Why do they all have the same stats? What's the difference? Oh, that's funny. All you're doing is changing the color scheme. It's the same goddamn car. This. Oh, we gotta go with the most American-looking car they have here. Handles very well. And I imagine it has great front offense, but poor back offense. Oh, wouldn't you know? That is so stupid. They have 80 different cars you can choose from. They all have the exact same stats. What's the point? All right, let's see if I can get the Rumble Pack to work today. Up to 100 points for each collision, 20 points for each kill. Well, calm down there, Chief. We're not killing the opponent. We're just wrecking their vehicle. 20 points for each checkpoint. 10-second bonus for scoring 30 points to advance. Placed 8th in the event. All right. So what's the gas?
2, 1, go!
Nope, that's the reverse. There we go. So being in the back is probably a good thing here because you can hit the opponent. This is definitely banger racing because this is not like, oh God. How do I reverse? Oh, there you go. Easy enough. By the way, hitting a car at that speed would absolutely kill both vehicles, kill Quody fingers, as opposed to leaving them in an operable status. In an operable status? You know what I'm saying. There's no way they would be able to drive that off. They would both have been totaled right there. And as far as I know, demolition derbies, they don't really try to, like, shield or enhance the durability of the vehicle. They just... Yeah, get out of here, dummy. What do you think you're doing?
Checkpoint.
Oh! I think I'm on a team here. I also think they're... Oh, I also think I wrecked somebody.
This guy's got skill.
Skill? All I'm doing is wrecking other vehicles!
That's another one down. 7 to go.
Alright, well, apparently I'm surviving. This is the only way you could do any of these events is you gotta hit the opponent. There is no, like, lapping.
That's another one down.
Oh God, I thought he was out of it.
Time bonus.
That's another one down. 4 to go.
Alright, so does the flashing mean I'm gonna be wrecked out? Yes, it did. Alright, so I did get high, right? Because there were only 4 cars left.
We have a winner.
That doesn't make any damn sense, but alright, whatever. Maybe they were my teammates? Which begs the question, do I get higher state in the race if I wreck my teammates? So I was car 50. I did the most collision damage. I got 60 checkpoint bonus, and that's it. That's all the scoring. Circuit standings, last event, total. Okay, so that's the points you get for finishing first versus whatever the others. So, I have been to several demolition derbies in my lifetime. When I was a kid, we used to go to the local fair where they would do the demolition derby every year, usually in August. I haven't been to it in probably 10, 15 years. But it was one of those things that my family we would go to the fair every year, but we would go specifically to see that. Now, if you've ever been to a county fair of any kind, you're familiar with the way that things usually work. They have, like, farming events where they, like, have people bring in animals, and whoever, I guess, has the healthiest or best looking farm animal, they win something. I don't know how that all took place, but whatever. Here's your chance to pancake another vehicle and literally kill the driver. They would also have, like, tractor pull events. They would have, like, country singers, because that's, like, a big thing apparently at county fairs, is people who have, like, flagging country music careers will go to county fairs and, you know, make a little bit of money singing for people who probably don't even remember them half the time. But the major thing that I think everyone knows about county fairs is usually there's a demolition derby, which is essentially it's just someone who shows up to, where is everyone? Everyone from the local scrap yards shows up with whatever car has been sitting in their lot for the last 30 years and is in somewhat operable condition and enters it into the derby to try to win some money. Am I done? Nope. Car flipped on its own. Cool. Back up. I am hitting everyone with the strong side of my vehicle, so I think that I'm doing right. And for once, my rumble pack is actually functioning as a rumble pack. But the way they usually work is, yeah, the local junkyards, they throw together whatever cars they can make operable that have been sitting around in a junkyard for 15, 20 years. Take it out there, and the rules are always so strict on what they can and can't do that half of the time that you're at the demolition derby, it's spent watching them try to get people back into a state where they can actually compete fairly. Because a couple of things are always the case with these events, which is, number one, you absolutely at no point can build up any momentum. Like, they make the pit that they compete in so small that you literally can't build up more than maybe 5 or 10 miles an hour speed, and 10 is probably on the high side too. Second, you can never, ever hit another car in the driver's side. You do, it's an automatic disqualification. Hell, they may even have the police arrest you for attempted murder. And every single time a vehicle stops and starts smoking, they stop the entire event and run the firefighters out to go smother the engine with water. So when you add all that stuff together, where it's like every time a vehicle starts smoking, they stop the event, run out, smother it for, 5 minutes with water, you end up seeing maybe 5 heats in 6 hours. It's ridiculous how long it takes. I hope I did all right. I didn't hit very many cars. I finished first. Cool. Yeah, there is way too much time stoppage in demolition derbies, modern demolition derbies. I imagine in earlier ones, they were like, hey, look, you signed up for this. You're on your own. Get out of the car when it starts catching on fire or you die. And I know I had mentioned banger racing up top. Basically, that was the version of demolition derby events that they did in Britain. And apparently, it had a lot more vehicles moving at speed because there weren't mud pits. And I have no idea how people didn't die constantly in those things. Because you're talking about, if you're doing a figure eight, someone is getting in a position to get hit on the driver's side. Also, I don't know how the point system would work there, if you have to finish a race or are you just trying to wreck everyone else?
3, 2,
Oh, look, we're not doing... This is just an actual demolition derby. Sort of. Gotcha.
might be a rush hour in LA. You're
Go.
the first man to grind them under your wheels.
Don't let them touch your... Oh! Oh! Pancaked. And ran over him. This is absolutely not how you do a demolition derby, though. You absolutely want to protect your engine at all costs. So the majority of demolition derbies with drivers who know what the hell they're doing don't actually... Oh, man, look at that. I am scoring a ton of points just pushing this dude. Yeah, keep going. Keep going. You absolutely want to protect your engine, which means most of the time people aren't driving forward. They're driving forward to reposition their vehicle, but they're turning around and slamming into people with the back end of their vehicles. That's how you actually get the points, or damage the other vehicles. If you try to do it with the front of your vehicle, you're going to end your race very quickly and probably be out of it before anyone else. But again, it's one of those things where the drivers also have to tiptoe around each other, because if they get accused of attempting to hit the driver's side of another vehicle, it's automatically, you're done. Like, they'll pull you out of the vehicle while you're racing. Or try to, you know what I'm saying. Robin is racing. I would also say that as someone who used to work for an amusement park knows what the inspection standards are for a fixed amusement park versus like a state fair or an amusement park. There's no way in hell I would ever get on another ride at a fair again. Because those things, they do not go through the same inspection standards as like your Disney World or other major theme parks. Those things, they get inspected like all the time. And the county fair, maybe they get a once over by the county when they set it up, and that's it, because that's all they have time for. They're only open for like 2-3 weeks, and then they tear it all down. I'm out. I don't imagine I did all that well. So apparently rubbing in these events is how you're getting all the points, because I was just racking up tons of points doing that. By 3. By 3, man. I should have just been running in circles the rest of the time. I'm still on top.
Welcome to Terminal Impact.
This is a weird hot mix of racing and just straight up demolition pits.
2, 1, go!
I do like that they kind of separate them into packs and we're just running at each other. I'm gonna go this way because I feel like a special boy. I also always found it weird that the way that the, oh God. Oh, wow, I wanted to hit him. All right. So if I get into the side of this guy, I'm gonna get points? No, he's on my team. That's not working. Let's stop doing that. That's not helping me. Oh, oh, good job missing them. When you want to hit the car, you don't hit the car. How do I know where I am? Am I the red dot? Oh God, we're a long way off. Yeah, the way they usually do, well, at least in my area, the way they do these events is usually they have like heats where they have like 10, 12 cars come out, compete. Once they're done, and I think it's usually down to like the last 2 cars, and then they end the heat. They have the heat. The 2 cars that finish the best move on to the finals, because it's usually just enough events for a final after the however many heats they do, 5 heats, 6 heats. And half the time, the cars that manage to make it through the heat to the finale are so banged up that they can barely move if they even get out to the lot. so you get to the final round, it's like, all right, here we go, the best of the best, and half of them can't even start their engine. And that's the other thing, and this is how they usually determine who's out. Once your vehicle stops moving, you're put on like a timer. It's like you get a minute or 2 minutes to get your vehicle moving, and if you can't do it, you're out. So the half of the vehicles that actually... Oh boy. The half of the vehicles that actually make it to the event will get out there and immediately be disqualified because they can't do anything.
Checkpoint.
I don't want a checkpoint. I wanted to hit a car. Although I think you get more points every time you pass a checkpoint, so staying in the heat is... Oh yeah, nailed him. I gotta be number 1 there, right? Yeah, of course. Congratulations! Oh, yeah. I squashed the competition. How many more events are there? I never saw a list of how many events there were. Is it over?
Welcome to
4?
Destruction
No.
Junction.
My favorite show on PBS.
3, 2, 1, go!
I don't think there's like a turbo boost if you manage to nail the third light before the start. I also like how everyone seems to be faster than me. Makes me feel special. And that guy's already out of it. Oh no. Oh, come on, guys! Come on! I didn't get any points for that. That was a teammate. Shoot. Took damage. That's all I did. Coming up on the next one? No. Approaching the group that we left behind in the back. Oh, crap. There's a figure 8 design here, but we don't have anyone to smash into coming up. So this is just going to be a big nothing. Oh, wait. Oh, come on. Oh, that guy's, bang.
Before you run out of time.
Oh, so you can't flip your direction at all. Interesting. I am nowhere near the next vehicle clip.
Go.
Checkpoint.
All right, now we're getting there. Now we're getting... Oh, come on. I didn't see him. He was busy looking at the thing on the bottom. They spent assets. Oh.
That's another one down.
Gotcha.
Right to go.
They spent assets putting a reflecting pool of water in the middle of the map. That is something that I don't think they would, if they were being realistic about what the N64 is capable of, would bother doing. Because in order to do that, if I understand right, oh, great. That cost me some durability. I don't think I'm doing nearly as good as I had in the last one. Yeah, when I think of demolition derbies, I think of hot techno beats. Look, I like the song. I don't know if it fits the action here. I'm not sure what would make more sense. Maybe like a bluegrass, like a little twangy banjo song. I tell you what, the car design kind of makes me think of, and it's not the exact same kind of event, obviously, but Daytona USA. Was that the name of the game? The Sega one that used to be in arcades all the time. Which I loved. I loved that game. It was not the most deep experience. In fact, I think you had like 3 tracks that you could drive on, and that was it. But it was a lot of fun for what it was accomplishing at the time that it came out graphically. In fact, I think we're going to try to take a look at that game as part of Rental Regrets at some point. I never owned a Sega Saturn, which is the console I think they released it on for home release. But we can certainly take a look at it thanks to my Polymega. Oh, I'm in 3rd. I need to get a big collision with somebody. I see some cars going the other way, but I don't think I'm going to reach them. Oh. Well, maybe I won't.
Checkpoint.
Where is he? Well, maybe I could just outlast the other guy by driving. What is he doing? I see him, I think. He's a blue dot that's barely doing anything. This guy, I think he keeps clipping a bunch of wrecked cars. Checkpoint?
You're running out of time.
Checkpoint.
I'm working on it. I think they made the car intentionally just a little bit slow so that you can't keep doing checkpoints forever. You have to... I'm an idiot. I'm definitely not going to make it anymore. Oh, go, 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 go! Go! Meet me in the center, you... Whatever. I don't think I'm going to get first place, but who knows? Maybe I do. Oh, my gas is not working anymore. So what is this going to do for me? Can I get to the checkpoint? Keep going. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. You're almost there, buddy. You're almost there. I'm not there. Third? I'm ahead of most of the other drivers anyway. Look at how many checkpoint bonuses I got. Although car number 3 is catching up. I got a chocolate coin as a reward! Oh, there you go. Now we have an actual, like, what's my... Oh, I can't look at it. I want to see what the difference in the stats are. Well, we did one. Let's do, I guess, amateur. Street rocket. All right, so... does not make sense. So it can damage things really well, but it also takes damage really well in the front. What? All of them are like that. Oh, I guess this one does more damage in the front than the other ones. Whatever. Terrible handling. That doesn't surprise me. Back end probably breaks loose. It's a muscle car. What do you expect?
3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah, so you could start at the green there. I think. Why am I pushing on my own guy? Oh, no, they did give me a point for that. All right, well, whatever. Oh! Well, the other car took more of that, but whatever. Coming up on another pack? I am. Here we go. Oh, I missed. Oh, I got one.
Checkpoint.
Also, big difference between what they're doing in this and obviously demolition derbies would be my point of comparison. There's no way they would have allowed any car onto that track if it had glass still. That's something they make you take out as part of the preconditioning for the vehicle in the event is you have to take out all the windows. Front, back, side, wherever it is. If there's glass, it has to be taken out.
Time bonus.
Okay, back up, idiot. Don't get smashed in the back. Oh, come on, man. We're on the same team, sort of, technically. Oh, God. Good. I hope you're happy with yourself. I'm in first. Probably because I keep getting in accidents. I kind of wish this had more just open mud pits. I mean, the racing is fine. And, wow, the smoke is making it real hard to see what I'm doing.
9 to go.
Oh, I can't see.
Checkpoint.
That's kind of the point, right? Come on. One more car. Not on my team. There we go. Boned him. Oh, oh, don't hit the wall and crash out like that.
7 to go. That's another one.
Another one bites the dust.
That's another one down. 5 to go.
Checkpoint.
I'm working on it, guys.
Another one down. 4 to go.
I can't make cars come find me. Interesting. The amount of smoke I've been putting out went back down for a while. Maybe the assets are taking up too much engine, so they cut it back so that I could see the... Ah, damn it. How is he not damaged? That car was completely clean. I have tons of time, and I think it's because my vehicle's faster than all the others, so it can hit those checkpoints very quickly. Oh, it's not smoke, it's sun glare. That's okay. Yeah, we're both dead. That's what that sound is. Of course you have a winner. I'm the best. I was doing all the damage. I wish they would show me every time or give me at least a score for every time I took out another vehicle, but I don't know how many I did. Maybe none. I just did the most damage to those vehicles. The challenge is try not to run over civilians. Interesting, you can go on green. Even though he says go well after you do that. All right, prick. I see how it is. Yeah, you better get ready to eat some wall, because I'm coming after you now. You may be on my team, but that doesn't mean I have to protect you. Why can't I catch him? I thought my car was faster. Yeah. Oh, how's that feel? I'm gonna put you in the wall. There you go, bitch. How's that feel? Get in the wall again.
Checkpoint.
Whoa!
Time bonus.
Not, I mean, it's fun to do this. I don't know if they made it visually as impressive as I would expect something of that nature to be. What are you doing? Get up to speed, goober.
10 to go. That's another one down.
Oh, damn it. He got me. Again, we're supposed to be on the same team. Quit doing this. Idiots. No, we can't. I'm getting points for this. Oh, thank you for flipping me back over. Gotcha. I run over his engine.
Checkpoint.
Whee! Again, all these jumps just make me think I'm gonna kill somebody. I'm gonna land on their hood and just crush them. Oh! Oh, I missed. All right, let's go high.
8 to go. That's another one down. 7 to go.
Checkpoint.
You're in first place. Keep it up.
Oh, thank you. I don't know how. I didn't hit anyone. Oh, maybe the other car wrecked out. Although that doesn't necessarily mean they lose points. At least I don't think that's what it means. Ah, I missed him.
That's another one down.
It is a little bit hard to tell when you're coming up on another vehicle because obviously. Oh, wait. Oh, gotcha, and you're out.
4 to go.
So I got bonus points for doing that, right? I don't know what he just said. I think he was supposed to be saying something in Italian, but whoa! I just got a huge bump in my my clock, and I just hit a wall. Uh-oh. Ah. I'm going faster than the other vehicle when we collide. Does that mean I get more points than they do, or do more damage? What is? How does the? Oh, okay. Well, that was stupid. Ow. Again, I don't know how there's any cars out here that aren't like smoking husks at this point. Like, they are competing, aren't they? Uh-oh. Alright. Is there anything saying that I can't turn around and just start hitting them with the back end of my vehicle? There isn't, is there? And I can just hold... Yeah, do this. Haha! I don't have to take damage on the back side of my vehicle. I can do it on the front side of my vehicle. I can do it with the back. It's going to be really unwieldy, and I have to hold in the opposite direction everywhere I'm going. This is how you would normally do it in an event of this type anyway, right? You put it in reverse and you try to hit things. So you gotta be really good at looking over your shoulder in a demolition derby event, which I imagine if you actually get hit at any kind of speed when you're doing that, oh, whatever neck damage you're gonna suffer is gonna be way worse. It hurts my neck just thinking about it. Oh, crap. All right, let's quit screwing around. He's getting more points by doing that, by running forward. Let's just keep going. And crashing into vehicles by accident. I'm gonna wreck myself just hitting the wall or another car or something. I don't think I got points that time for the seconds on the timer that time. They want me to finish this stupid thing. But the longer I go, the more points I get on the checkpoints, so you get points and seconds at the checkpoints. All right, here we go. Last chance. Last chance for love. Where is he? Where is that coward?
Checkpoint.
Don't you move! Ah, gotcha! And we both racked out. Number one, baby! Get a little T for that. Oh, yeah. Second place wasn't even close. I want more open mud pits. Come on. This is nice, but where are the others?
3, 2, 1, go!
There's no way they would do that in this arena, because this is just like a good way to get someone killed. Flip the car over on the hood and then have someone hit it and just like smear their brains all over the ground. Uh-oh, this is danger. Get the hell away from the wall. I like that they got rid of the timer here, because what the hell would the timer be doing?
He's gonna feel that one. You're cursed. Time to grind him under your wheel.
Oh! And the extra grinding on top of him for... Oh. Yeah, I mean, obviously, they wanted to gamify the event, but I'm kind of disappointed that there aren't more, like, things happening to the cars as they're getting hit. It's almost like we're driving, like, some kind of, like, 1950s iron body behemoth that can just destroy modern vehicles by touching their bumper. It turns out they used to build the vehicles back in the early days of automobiles like tanks. They didn't want them to get banged up if they got in an accident. But it also meant that you were more likely to suffer like whiplash and other injuries as a result. Uh-oh. Get on the hood. On the hood! There we go. Don't! Oh, don't hit the wall, dummy. Oh, man, he moved. I'm out. I like the idea that the other racers all have to stop if I'm done. Hey, whatever you were doing, stop. I'm still out. That seems like the kind of rules that would be rigged for the owner of whatever venue was doing the demolition derby and he decided to compete. Hey guys, if I lose my car, you have to stop.
Welcome to Terminal Impact.
I gotta be honest, it seems like I'm just doing the same tracks we were doing before.
3, 2,
It was disappointing.
1, go!
You know, the soundtrack's kind of growing on me. I like it. It's not, you know, a bunch of licensed music, and that's probably a good thing, because that would have jacked the price of the production on this up, and the game probably wasn't expected to do huge numbers in sales, so why would you want to waste the money on the soundtrack? But again, I don't know if it fits the actual gameplay. It probably does in Europe, which is where the kind of events they're running would be tailored. Oh, nice. Clipped him. Oh, and I hit him for sure. Oh, 48. I got some great points on that collision.
Checkpoint.
Jumped me right up into first place. Okay, now wait a minute. We're going backwards on this one. We were definitely going the other way last time I ran this one.
That's another one down. 10 to go.
All right, we got a ways to go for this. I mean, it is Psygnosis we're talking about, or it would have been Psygnosis if they had not been fighting with Sony about making games for other consoles. And Psygnosis was definitely the company that was like, hey, we're going to put like a techno soundtrack in all of our games. And hey, it definitely helped with sales of Wipeout, I'm sure, because they had, you know, like Dust Brothers and The Prodigy and just a lot of hot early to mid 90s house acts that were, you know, big in Britain and maybe not quite yet in the US, and then eventually they caught on. Or some of them did. I don't know if all of them did.
Checkpoint.
I'm about to age myself here. I remember when the idea of a band becoming buzzworthy was first a thing, and the band they were talking about at that point, the band that was quote-unquote buzzworthy, was Prodigy. And it was for Fat of the Land, as it really was, just kind of like a landmark album when it came out, because it was so different from anything else you had heard in techno at that point, because it was like a blend of techno and punk And it was using, you know, samples or creating samples that no one else had ever come up with for their music. And it's still a great album to this day. That it doesn't hurt that it's still extremely listenable 20, whatever we're at, 7 years later.
Welcome to Destruction Junction.
Can we see some destruction in the center where all the fun stuff is supposed to happen? At angles, you know, not just head-to-head.
3, 2, 1, go!
See, that's disappointing. They have the two teams equivalent distance from each other. There should have been a third team that was going to get T-boned by one of the other groups. And I get it. That means that one group would be at an extreme disadvantage. I don't care. Hit someone! Come on, people! There we go. Get on him. And mount him for the finish. And make love to his car. Where's the checkpoint? Oh, there we go.
Checkpoint.
This one may be too big for its own good, because it's hard to reach those checkpoints. Ah, there was someone I could have T-boned. Didn't have the timing right.
Bonus. Time bonus.
We were just a pair of star-crossed lovers who just couldn't get the timing right, you know?
Another one down, 10 to go.
Don't touch me.
That's another one down, 9 to go.
How the hell are these cars wrecking so bad?
You're in first place.
I've hit 2 people.
That's another one.
They would have to be, like, constantly getting in collisions in order for that to happen. Or have durability marked so far down that basically they sneeze and the car explodes.
That's another one.
They're driving Pintos. Oh! Again, he did the Italian thing. I don't know what he's saying. Why do we get the feeling it's extremely offensive? Wow, a lot of vehicles got smashed up there! 2 of them just caught fire for no reason. I'm starting to think the game is bugging out. And I'm reaping the benefits. Oh! Eat it! Alright, can we stop pushing it in? Thank you. Can we stop entering him? Coming up on more. Don't you dare dodge me, son of a... There he is! No! I can't say I'm not enjoying my experience with the game. Am I the only car left? I am. So now I'm just doing this to show off. Well, let's keep hitting checkpoints for a while. Give me a little time to think about what I'm going to say about the game and wrap things up. Oh, never mind. If you're the only car left, all you got to do is hit a checkpoint and you automatically finish. Interesting. Probably the right call. They don't want you to end up milking the checkpoint system for points endlessly. Doesn't change how you finish when you get to the end of the race, because of course you're only getting 15 points for first. Also, it has the effect of making it so that if you're in like second or third, and you're real far behind the other cars, you can't keep going in circles forever to get enough points to overtake them. You get the one checkpoint and the point value for it, and that's it. I'm doing way better than the second, or the first circuit we did. Hey, another mud pit. There we go.
3, 2, 1,
Go. Owie! All right, that wasn't a good start. Oh, he moved out of the way of the T-bone. That was my car. He was driving my car. And I'm driving a tan version of Dom's car from Fast and the Furious. That should be an instant kill. If not for damage, just for the humiliation of flipping him over and grinding him on the underside. I'm not doing so great. I need to hit someone. Grr! Grr! Keep getting those points from grinding into him. I think I read somewhere that they actually, like the commentators, actually encourage you doing that, grinding against other cars, because you're constantly getting points as you're maintaining contact. So they want you to do that. And I imagine it minimizes how much damage your vehicle's taking while that's taking place. So obviously, if you're trying to win... Oh! That was a nice flip. That was a nice flip. Didn't make any damn sense, but it was nice. I moved! You prick. You can't hide from me. Okay, yeah, you can. Oh! Right in the butt. Okay. There's going to be a car at some point. I don't know when we're going to see it. It's probably something they made it so that you wouldn't get it until later races where it's going to be more challenging trying to get points. Where the back end of the vehicle is where you're going to get all of the offense and defense. So as soon as you start the race, you should like turn the vehicle around and start ramming into things from the back. Or with the back of your vehicle. Whoa! Oh! Oh! And all right. See ya. Target! Oh! Why did I hit that? Smashy, smashy. I'm gonna win. There's no way. Oh! Oh! Grind him, grind him. Push him. Uh-oh, I'm done. It's a win, right? Because I was in first? Yeah. I'm the wiener. I don't think I've lost a single race yet. I think they should just give me the medal now.
Welcome to Midnight Rumble.
Midnight Rumble. We're going to see nightmare creatures in this one. Now, that's a game that we definitely have in the queue for an episode of of Rental Regrets sometime in the future. Nightmare creatures. It was one of those fun concept, I don't know if I love the execution type games where it was very combo heavy, and frankly, maybe too combo heavy because you wouldn't remember half of them while you're playing the game, and the best way to get points is to just, or damage enemies, is to do these long strings of complex combos that would end up giving you way more damage, but also, you know, it would, I think you healed when you did, maybe I'm thinking Bloodborne. But, like, your reward for leveling, I guess, in that game, if I'm not mistaken, is you bought combos, which, it was kind of like a blend of a fighting game, but also, like, you know, a straight-on action title, but I don't know, the more complex a combo becomes, the less likely I'm going to remember it when I'm trying to play through a game where you're constantly in connection with other enemies. But aesthetic was just, you know, A1, because it was Bloodborne before Bloodborne came out. Oh, big collision. Brass nugs, because they should both be dead.
Checkpoint.
That's another one down. 9 to go.
Come on, hit him! Oh, took him out.
That's another one down. 8 to go.
Oh, we rubbed.
Another one down. 7 to go.
It was a night of heavy petting for the two drivers. Oh, crap. Oh, no. Why would they put the pole in the middle of the racetrack? Is this Canadian rules demolition derby where they have the pole right in the middle of the goddamn field? Which, by the way, how the hell have they not taken that out? They still have that in CFL, don't they? Where the goalpost for the field goal, the upright, is like in the end zone, so you could hit it when you're trying to make a run for the touchdown. That just seems like needlessly dangerous decision making. Although, to be fair, I think the U.S. probably had that as a thing before the Canadians did. It's just the Canadians were like, no, we're going to leave it in, eh? Oh, T-bone. That's not a T-bone. You know what I'm saying.
Checkpoint.
All right, let's do this. Let's do this. We're flipping it, kids. We're going to keep this vehicle going as long as possible. Ah, nope, not like that. This is a terrible idea. How about I... Slow down. This is not easy. Doesn't help that you don't have the turning. The turn ability of the backside of your vehicle is not on par with your front side turning. Okay. Oh, God, no. Turn. Go forward. Now, back up.
Turn around before you run out of time.
Oh, the game is over. Probably because all the other cars wrecked. It's all right. I won. There was no chance I wasn't going to win. I was the best. I'm the best at smashing into other cars. Which tracks with how I usually play racing games, which is I try to put people into the wall everywhere I go. That was it, right? That had to have been it.
Welcome to
Wow. All right, we're going to keep going until we finish this circuit. Then once it's over, we'll go ahead and wrap things up and give a score. Obviously, we didn't look at the multiplayer. I imagine it plays basically the same as what we're doing here, so it's more or less just a, hey, run into other cars until they break down, and whoever gets the most points wins.
3, 2, 1, go!
It's fun. I'm having fun with the game. I do think it lacks maybe some trappings of better racing games, but it's certainly not a boring time. Oh! Ow! That all hurt. And I got a ton of points for it. Not paisanos. This idiot keeps causing problems. Uh-oh. I missed all them.
Checkpoint.
The hell kind of bayous this developer has ever been in, but they don't look like this. Well, can I go over the hill and just drive around in the open grass? Ow, that's not how I wanted that to go. Nice. The sign just went, well, I gotta fall over. Oh, come on.
9 to go.
Checkpoint.
I don't know if any of those were bad guys or good guys, or if there even is a bad guy, good guy system in here. It really doesn't seem like it is. Oh, damn it, quit hiding.
Another one down.
Hit me. Be men with your driving. I'm pretty sure most men don't try to get in accidents when they're driving, but you know what I'm saying. There we go, we're coming up on some.
Another one down.
Gotcha! Oh, that was not good. That was not good. That was bad. That was a bad accident.
Hey, buddy. Wrong way.
You know what? No better time than now to find out. Can I do anything with the back end of my vehicle by colliding with people? Like, will I be able to actually get in an accident like doing this? Watch, it's gonna total my car. Uh-oh. Come on. Definitely not keep...
Another one down.
Okay.
To go.
Alright. Keep going.
Another one down. More to go.
Yeah, it just slows it down. You really should do it with the front end of your vehicle. As stupid and illogical as this is, if you know anything about demolition events, you do not use the front of your vehicle for anything. That's just a guaranteed way to wreck out quicker. Oh! T-bone!
Time bonus.
Still not a T-bone. You know, okay, I'm gonna stop saying that. If I actually T-boned him, I'm pretty sure I would kill the driver. Car doors are tough. They're not that tough. Okay. Quit touching the wall, idiot. Rubbing here is not helping. There isn't a handbrake here I can smack on to like, break the back end loose and drift. At least I don't think there is. Oh, maybe there is. Oh, I should shut up and start testing the buttons instead of guessing.
Point.
Oh, look at that. So you can change the camera angle to make it so it's, you know what, let's do that. Oh! I hope that's not what it's like in LA. Oh, God!
Another one down. 3 to go.
This is the more tender, intimate view. Kind of like it.
Checkpoint.
I should have been doing this way the whole time. It makes no sense. Why would they have a car in the front of the vehicle? The second it gets hit, it's done. And, oh, I'm still alive, but he's not. And I'm coming up on him, aren't I? Yep. Oh! Yes, you are gonna feel that in the morning.
Checkpoint.
I mean, there's no way. There's no way the other guy's catching up to me. I just hit him. He's done. Now it looks like he collided with one of my teammates.
Checkpoint.
If we were going 127 miles an hour or whatever the car's capable of doing, one collision would be all it would take. There's no way you're reinforcing a car enough to take 120 mile an hour head-on collision and walking away from it. You're done. I'm done. Nope, not done.
Checkpoint.
Better find that checkpoint.
Well, that guy was doing, but whatever. I don't need it. I'm gonna win. It's over. I just won. Oh, car's slowing down. Can I get points at the checkpoint if I make it? Go, 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 go!
Checkpoint.
I got points. The car doesn't... You can't accelerate. Okay, just stop. First. There's no way I'm not first.
We
Yeah.
have a winner.
No kidding. Did second place even reach 300 points? They did, but they weren't catching me. Just head-on collisions, I was demolishing everyone else. I am more than, well, I am not more than, but I am twice as many points ahead of second place. Just give me the gold, chocolate gold coin on a pedestal. A taxi cab! Hooray! A new record of smashing things? All right. Take credit if they're going to give it to me. Why are they all lowercase letters? All right, start. Oh, it was a race record for that. Okay. Oh, look at this. High scores all over the place. I was setting a ton of records. All right, I think that's a fairly good look at the game, the mode that they gave us. I know that multiplayer had a couple other different mode types, like they had a capture the flag mode type, which, why do you need extra modes for a game based on hitting your opponent with your car to damage theirs and outlasting them in terms of durability? That seems like it's kind of a bad choice. But hey, you know, they probably were worried people wouldn't be enticed to play the game based on that one premise, which is clearly the reason why you're buying the game, but whatever. All right, let's go ahead and do the review phase. We'll do a round of the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good is that the game does a very serviceable, if not perfect job of satisfying that primal urge that humans have to see things destroyed, smashed, or blown up. My immediate comp for that kind of satisfaction is the TV show Mythbusters. At least half of the myths, quoties, that Adam and Jamie tackled during the show involved cars smashing into things, being smashed by things, or exploding in weird ways. They didn't just do that because our modern world revolves around cars, which it does, like it or not. They did it because seeing cars get trashed is fun. Destruction Derby 64, like the first two games, is all about smashing cars together. And while the processing power of the N64 means the deformation of the vehicles from repeated collisions leaves a lot to be desired in terms of detail, crashing into other cars to wreck them is a good time regardless. Mindless, dumb fun. I've talked about it before. Some of my favorite games let you just shut the brain off and do the things, and maybe laugh and clap your hands as a result. I think it was a very smart choice to have the race courses that you do on a track involve 2 or 3 packs of cars running in opposite directions, because the effect of creating these clumps of opposing cars was that it made for a higher density group of targets to collide with, at least for the first pass. If they had just set every car in at the starting line going in the same direction, you wouldn't get the high-speed head-on collisions. And if they placed all the vehicles equidistant from each other on the track, with, say, half of them going in the opposite direction, you might not ever collide with another vehicle, as single targets on a wide track are hard to steer into successfully. We saw that multiple times where I completely whiffed oncoming vehicles. If there's 3 or 4 of them clustered together, however, you stand a much better chance of getting that desired collision. So they made the right choice here. Break the 12 cars up into small groups and then just have them run together as packs. The controls were very easy to pick up. It was A to drive, B to throw it in reverse, and Z to use the handbrake. There's no fiddling with transmission types because the goal here isn't to outrun your opponents, it's to hit them. Driving controls don't need to be rocket science. This game kept them nice and simple. And I will admit that the soundtrack was a fun mix of house and or techno beats, even if I think it was totally out of place for the genre. They didn't use licensed tracks, probably because they expected the game to not perform well enough to justify the expense, but the music was well produced and breathed life into the events. It's one of those myriad soundtracks you could throw into like a video game music mix that would act as a nice transition between more memorable tracks from heavy hitters like Zelda or Final Fantasy. I liked that winning the different difficulties unlocked new vehicles to use, and that they typically had stat changes that benefited the player to try out. That was especially good because of how they handled the starter vehicles, which I will address in the bad. It was also a nice change of pace to see different vehicle types, which is another issue that we'll talk about in the ugly. As far as the bad, Psygnosis themselves admitted this during initial development, and I wish they had gone further to address the issue, but there were too many banger racing courses and not enough demolition derby courses. The banger racing tracks, while fun to do, aren't really what an American thinks of when talking about a derby. They think of open mud pits, where the cars can't build up a ton of speed by design, meaning the carnage is safer and lasts longer. I get why they're there. Head-on collisions at speed are violent and exciting, but we'll get into the problem with that in a second. I also understand that having 5 or 6 open square mud pits with maybe a splash of variety in the stands or surrounding wall ads wouldn't really excite players, but they demonstrated in the few that we did see that ramped walls and jumps were part of the design, but they had room to play with the layouts. Let me play in the mud, damn it! The damage system for the game is not in any way reflective of a real demolition derby. It seems to be a static health meter that doesn't even account for where the damage happens on the car. As I mentioned before, high-speed collisions are a ton of fun to pull off, but having a realistic damage system would mean a single one of those high-speed collisions would destroy 99% of the cars that were involved in them, or harm the driver in any number of awful ways. So they erred on the side of unrealistically durable cars, which kind of ruins the experience. I would have loved a sim mode where the cars suffer realistic damage levels from hits. It would force the player to play more strategically. As the damage system stands, the cars were made too durable. Love it or hate it. I didn't think it was a smart choice. The starter vehicles that you can choose from are essentially reskins of the same build. They all have the same stats, strengths, and weaknesses. But you get 12 ugly paint schemes to choose from. Yay! I get that they probably didn't want players to gravitate towards using only one statistically superior vehicle, but that's why stat sliders exist. You make the one stat okay and the others bad. They're starter vehicles. it's okay to make them all kind of suck. Just mix up the stat rolls. This felt lazy, like someone set all the vehicle stats to a default value and said, I'll come back and change these later in development, and then they forgot to come back. They ended up with a lot of the same car, just with a bunch of really gaudy colors. One of the potentially more exciting race courses, the Figure 8, was made way too big. The most exciting feature, the center crossing point where chaos can and should take place, is itself so large that you are incredibly unlikely to actually hit anyone on the first pass. And after that, you have another full minute or more before reaching that spot again. If the track was a third of its existing size, you would still have the opportunity to build speed going around the oval parts, and the likelihood of seeing a collision at the cross would significantly increase. This seems like one of those things where they just built the track before they tested it, realized it was too big, and it was so late in development they said, we have to leave it as is. We don't have the time to make it smaller. I appreciate Looking Glass's attempt to add some visual spectacle to the gameplay, and Nintendo themselves likely inspired this choice by putting this particular effect in Ocarina of Time, but the lens flares that occur while driving in the direction of the sun are aggressive and visually impairing, and they were completely unnecessary. I understand the inclusion of the smoke that starts pouring out of your vehicle when it becomes heavily damaged. That makes sense, as the closer you get to totaling your vehicle, the harder you should have to work to score points before ending your run. And smoke impairing your view of the track does just that. But the lens flares did not add enough to the sense of realism to justify making it harder to drive at any point in the game. It was still a cute touch around this time to pretend that the game's camera was a real camera, and to have rain or snow or even frost or sunlight interact with the lens like one was actually there, but not at the expense of my gameplay performance. Nintendo and Konami, a la Metal Gear Solid 2, could get away with this needless spectacle. It does not belong in a vehicular destruction game. As far as the ugly, the vehicle deformation due to collisions is very disappointing. All sides of the vehicles seem to deform in the exact same way, no matter how they are hit. The angle and force of the hit does not change how a particular side of the vehicle gets banged up. And the deformation isn't very dramatic either. It's usually a single bend in the metal siding, and that's it. I get it, the N64 was not going to be able to realistically render much damage to the limited polygonal models, but you built the game around cars crashing into each other. The damage is part of that. It needed to be better than it was. The lack of variety in vehicle models is also very disappointing. The 12-ish starter vehicles are all the same version of late 80s, vaguely Oldsmobile 4-door sedan. The only variety you ever see is in the reward vehicles, which don't provide players the same flexibility in available skins. Again, this goes back to the notion that there were aspects of the game that they seem to have shelved and expected to come back to later and just didn't. This is another example of that. I probably would have cluttered the screen a bit, but I wish that you could have seen where you stood score-wise during the events. All you get on screen is your current rank and score, no one else's. It takes a little bit of the agency out of the race, not knowing how close you are to taking or losing the lead. A small list of, say, the top 3 drivers and their scores couldn't have taken up that much real estate on the screen. A small change that I think would have fixed the race courses and made them more interactive for players. The timer should have been a countdown from the last contact that you had with another vehicle, not something that you add to with checkpoints. This would actually be more in line with how derbies actually work. You can't hide from other vehicles. If you do for too long, the event marshal will actually disqualify a participant. It would also apply to computer-controlled cars, meaning they'd be more likely to seek contact with you or each other and drive competition during the event. So you're not the only one trying to make contact. They would actually be trying to maintain some kind of collision or as many points of collision as possible, because otherwise they would be eliminated. One last thing that actually benefits the player and probably shouldn't: why do all the other computer-controlled cars have to stop moving if you wreck out? The effect is that whatever score they had when your participation ended is set. they can't continue scoring points. That's really not fair. You aren't forced to stop competing if any other cars wreck out, so why should all events end when your participation does? It's possible the events keep going in higher difficulties, but we didn't see that today. It just seems a little bit silly and frankly unfair for the rest of the competitors to have to stop because you're done. I get it. It's single player, but at the same time, it really does feel unbalanced. All right, let's go ahead and give the game a score. We do our score in Randars, 1 to 10. Destruction Derby 64 scratches a very specific itch, which is the satisfaction of smashing cars into each other in an attempt to wreck them. The game rewards players for being aggressive and smartly clusters cars during race events to ensure maximum vehicular carnage with each pass. That said, there aren't nearly enough traditional derby mud pits mixed into the campaign mode. The cars are unrealistically durable, and it looks like they rushed the release and didn't finish certain aspects, like unique character models and stats. I'm giving Destruction Derby 64 a 7. 7 Randars. This feels very much like the ideal rental game. You'll get all the value out of the experience in a single 2 or 3 day rental, and then never go back to it. We didn't look at the multiplayer today, but I imagine the same would apply. You get a session or two of fun out of the gameplay, then you and your friends would go back to Smash Brothers or GoldenEye's multiplayer. 7 Randars. A decent one-off, but not a destination game for the N64. I kind of wish that they had more entries to look at on more recent consoles to see how the damage system might have evolved or what unique track ideas they would have come up with, but shortly after this game released, Sony dissolved Psygnosis. There is one game that released on the PlayStation 2, Destruction Derby Arenas, that we may look at as an episode of Rental Regrets, but Sony clearly didn't see this as a franchise to build upon because they released Destruction Derby Raw in 2000 on the PS1 and Arenas in 2004, and that was it. They never made another game in the franchise. It may have been partly because Psygnosis had been wiped out and they didn't really have the staff with the expertise of building this particular kind of game to fall back on. People leave companies all the time, so whenever a franchise feels like it's lost its way, it's usually because the people who made the game what it was have left the company. That may have been the case here. I do know that there are some spiritual successors. I think Wreckfest is probably the most recent one, but I don't know if it's come out in a physical version that we'd be able to look at as part of the channel. So as it is, we'll probably try to find the last game that they had produced, Arenas, and that'll be all that we see of this particular franchise. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of Nubs Collection. As always, I do appreciate each of you watching, and I will see you next time.